Good evening. Today's spiritual reflection is a simple message of thanks and praise to God. I'm going to read Psalm 136. Hear how the psalmist recounts God's work in both creation and in the history of the children of Israel. 26 times this phrase is repeated, "For his steadfast love endures forever." Other versions translate that refrain as "His mercy endureth forever," or "His loving kindness continues forever," or "His love never quits." The Hebrew word translated into those various phrases means good and kind. My Old Testament professor, attempting to explain the vastness of this love of God, referred to this as God's mercy, love, grace, as if it were a single word. Mercy, love, grace. I'm going to read this chapter. And when we get to the descriptions of events in the history of Israel, I'm going to pause briefly after each one for you to fill in the blanks with how God has worked, how God has been good and kind in your own life. I hope you'll join in this exercise, praising God for His work in your unique life. Hear now, Psalm 136. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His steadfast love endures forever. Oh, give thanks to the God of gods, for His steadfast love endures forever. Oh, give thanks to the Lord of lords, for His steadfast love endures forever. Who alone does great wonders, for His steadfast love endures forever. Who by understanding made the heavens, for His steadfast love endures forever. Who spread out the earth on the waters, for His steadfast love endures forever. Who made the great lights, for His steadfast love endures forever. The sun to rule over the day, for His steadfast love endures forever. The moon and stars to rule over night, for His steadfast love endures forever. Who struck Egypt through their firstborn, and for me, for His steadfast love endures forever, and brought Israel out from among them, for His steadfast love endures forever. With a strong hand and an outstretched arm, for His steadfast love endures forever. Who divided the Red Sea in two, for His steadfast love endures forever. And made Israel pass through the midst of it, for His steadfast love endures forever. But overthrew Pharaoh and his army in the Red Sea, for His steadfast love endures forever. Who led His people through the wilderness, for His steadfast love endures forever. who struck down great kings and killed famous kings, Sihon, king of the Amorites, and Og, king of Bashan. And for me, for his steadfast love endures forever. A heritage to his servant Israel, for his steadfast love endures forever. It is he who remembered us all in our low estate, for his steadfast love endures forever, and rescued us from our foes, for his steadfast love endures forever, who gives food to all flesh, for his steadfast love endures forever. Oh, give thanks to the God of heaven, for his steadfast love endures forever. Remember God's everlasting mercy, love, grace.